Yes, team. Hello, what is up? Welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben, and I am your instructor. Today, team, I'm going to change up this music already just because I want that little bit of change. There we go. My name is Ben Parsons. I'm streaming to you all the way from London in the UK, team, from the studio here in London. I hope you are excited because this is your 45-minute endurance ride, team. Basically, what this entails is sort of long hills and long sort of sections. It's sections that we can really lock our teeth into. We stay with it for a long amount of time and we keep that intensity slightly lower. Remember, as always, yes, Ingy, the way we play this is we work between your sort of resistance and your cadence. Your cadence is basically your speed, and we do that with your little cadence meter on your screen, which goes between different colors. And then we've also got your resistances. We've got 4 of those resistances that we will be working our way through as we go up and down. But I'm going to be doing that all in the warm-up, team, so you don't need to worry about that, team. We're going to get ready to go in a lovely little warm-up, so making sure everyone is in that resistance 0. That basically means at the very bottom of your bike, team, and we get ready to go. I'm going to pump this music up, team, as we get ready to go. In a 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Taking that music up. With those legs moving around, team, in that resistance 0. So remember, everyone is in that same resistance. So there's no difference in what we're doing with those legs. But it should feel super easy. Maybe, dare I say, a little bit too easy as you're just getting those legs moving around, team. But this is just your warm-up, and we will not be coming back to this resistance 0 once we come out of it. Resistance 0 is like that because we want to start at that same place. We want to start at that same resistance. But let's bring it up. Let's find that resistance 1, team. Just holding steady in that cadence for now. I'm not going to give you any specific numbers as we just get those legs moving around. But let's take it up to that resistance 1, team. Just giving yourself a touch of resistance on whatever bike you are using. Remember, everyone's got a different bike. Everyone's got a different body. We're all here for the same reason for this 45-minute endurance ride. Remember, team, we've got those emojis, so I want you using them throughout. Give me them. Let me know you're here. Let me know how you're feeling throughout, team. We are in that resistance 1. Resistance 1 is so because remember, everyone's got that different bike. So we bring it up to that resistance 1 so you find your base point. And we're going to be doing some speed rounds in this, don't you worry. Let's go for that little push pace. Yes, Missy. Let's go for a little 1 minute push pace, team. A minute on the clock. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're trying to push it up into your yellow zone. Your yellow zone is 90 to 110. I want you to just find between there, 90 to 110, a nice big range there, and we're low on that resistance. We're only in that resistance 1. And so we've got a nice fast cadence. Team, this is my first live class back after the holidays. Hope everyone has an amazing time. I for certainly did. Had a lovely week off. But I'm back to it. Team, I've missed this. I've missed being back on the bike. I've missed being with you lot. And so it's a joy to be back. I hope everyone had an amazing time as well. Whatever you did, even if you were working during it, I'm sure Alan was working hard, tirelessly. He never stops. But I'm back as well. I'm back as well. Team, holding that number. You got 3, you got 2, you got 1. Nice, slowing it down, keeping those legs moving. Anytime I say pull it back or slow down, I'm just pulling it back a little bit. You can just put it sort of in that green zone for me. Remember, that green zone is that 70 to your 90. We're going to go for one of them again. We're just going to repeat that same thing, trying to push it up into that yellow zone. 90 to 110. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. For now, I'm giving quite broad ranges of where you should be hitting. So nothing too specific now. We're just getting those legs moving. Just keeping them going around. Holding that solid number. Remember, team, whatever you did during that time off, we put it behind us. Hey, if you ate loads of food, that's fine. If you exercise loads, that's also good. Your time off is your time off. What you want to do with it is your time. But now we're back on the bike. You may have reluctantly got back on that bike after a bit of time off. You know what, that's all good. The fact that you got on it, the fact that you're here now is the main thing. Yes, Missy, yes, Ingy. 2, 1, slowing it down, cool. Let's really try and push it up into those yellow zones for me, yeah? Let's try and do that again. Let's go for that again. Let's go for that once more. Remember, 90 to 110. We're super light on that resistance. So I want you to really try to push it up into that yellow zone for me. Remember, 90 to 110. Go for it again. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're back on it, team. We're back pushing. We're back driving. So let's go for it. I've given you those numbers. Yes, Missy. The thing about it with sort of any ride with Motosumo is that yes, it's individual, yes, you can be hitting your own thing, but remember, everyone's doing it at that same time as you. So everyone's hitting those same bits. So when we get to some difficult moments, which we will, later on, we need to know that we're all here with you. We're all doing it together. We're all doing it as a team. That's what we like. Another 15 seconds here, team. Let's go. I'm just building out with a bit of sort of electronic music. Nice, pulling it back, put it into that green zone for me. Team, I reckon it's time we take it up. Loving everyone in that yellow zone. You both got it now. How are we feeling? Feeling strong? Let's take it up to resistance 2 for me. Find that resistance 2. So it gets that little bit heavier, but we can still put a little bit of speed into it. We can still really go for it. Nice, Missy. So find that resistance 2. Maybe it gets a bit stickier, but we've got 4 resistances overall. So 1 and 2, your slightly lighter ones. 3 and 4, your slightly heavier ones. So right now it's resistance 2. Let's see if we can still push it into that yellow zone, but maybe we're aiming for between about 90 to 100. 3, 2, 1, 60, let's do it. We're working with these slightly longer intervals, these slightly longer pushes, because for now, at least, we're getting ready for those longer sections. It's an endurance game. This is what this one is all about. Pushing it, driving it, and testing yourself out.
I will get there.
So if you're at that high end of that green zone, which is that sort of 80s, that's all right, but ideally you should still be able to get it into those 90s in your resistance 2. Remember, we've still got your resistance 3 and 4 to go, which is going to make that big difference. That's going to get heavy, and we will be doing some heavy climbs today. We got them coming up. We got them coming up. 2, 1, slowing it down. We're going to go for a couple of little testers. We're not going to be doing sprints or intervals in this entire class, but because we're still warming up, I'm giving us a nice long 15-minute warm-up. We're going to go for 2 push paces with 30 seconds each. Because they're shorter, we should be able to go a little bit faster. So 2 30-second pushes in resistance 2 coming up. Number 1 is coming up. In 2, 1, let's go. Yo, if this doesn't get you into it. Yo, what's up, Santi? How you doing? Nice team. Yes, Missy. Nice, Ingy. Should be all pushing. Yes, everyone in that yellow zone. Remember, these are only shorter ones. We've still only got 10 seconds left. That's what we like. Just so you sort of know your level. And we put it back, slow it down. We're going to get ready to go again. These are only short ones and we will not be doing these, but these are able to set your level. These are like your sort of 80-90%, and then which you scale down once we get into those longer sections. Ready to go again? All ready. 2, 1, let's go.
I will get there.
Yo, Missy. Now we're talking. Someone's playing at that 100% now. Big up. That's what we love to see. That is what we love to see. Strong work. 2, 1, slowing it down. Nice, resistance 3 time. Find it, take it up again. Take it up in there again. This is another level, this is where it gets stickier again. And remember, resistance 4, which is your last one, is a strong, heavy climb. So this one, we're aiming sort of between 80 and 100 now. That's our rough scale now, 80 to 100. I'm giving it quite a broad scale for now. Another minute going on the clock, team. Are we ready? In 2 and 1, let's go. And I can tell you, team, I can tell you, it's already getting a little bit warm. For once, end of December in London, it's actually quite hot. No, I'm not going to say hot. It's not hot. I don't know where you guys are in the world, but comparatively, this is not hot. It's mild for London. It's mild for London. It's basically not freezing. So that's right. Already in the warm-up, I'm getting a real sweat on. I'm getting a real sweat on, but we stay with it. Remember, team, your scale with this one is 80 to 100. If you're going above it, you don't have enough resistance. If you're too below it, you're a bit too heavy. You're slightly more towards that resistance 4, and we slow it down. Nice, pulling it back again. We've got one more of those before we get a little tester in resistance 4, and we are starting this main section, this main thing, your endurance game in resistance 4, but we got one more in your resistance 3, team. Staying strong with it. Good, we can chill out now in that 60 to 70. We go again, finding that 80 to 100, guys. Resistance 3, finding it in the legs, clocking on, really tweaking at what resistance 3 and how this feels to you, because we've got long sections in all of your resistances. 2, 1, let's go. Building it up. We find it once again, team. Now is also the time to really start clocking on to your technique. This is how we sort of roll those shoulders back ever so slightly. Keep those elbows in. Keep your back straight. Keep your chest pushed through. And then it's all about them legs kicking out, pulling back. Doing what works for you, team. Minimal movement in your upper body. Maximum power in that lower body. Simple formula. Once you clock onto it, it's great. If you're chucking yourself around like this, 1, you look a bit stupid. I'm just being honest. And number 2, you're wasting a lot of energy. So we don't want that. So you want everything staying nice and strong. Everything staying nice and engaged. And staying in those numbers. Yes, everyone's sticking in that yellow zone. Ready, we're pulling back in 2. In 1, nice, slowing it down. It's time to get into that resistance 4, guys. Find that resistance 4 for me. We get ready to go. Feeling it. In 2, in 1, resistance 4. As we build up into it, as you find it, we're sort of working 70 to 90 now. Once again, I'm giving quite a broad range. If you're in that push pace right now, of that 70 to 90. Good, we should really be out of that blue zone, but you should be like, whoa, this is proper like climbing style. And don't worry, we're gonna be out of the seat, and we're gonna be in the seat. We're gonna be changing up, but it's all gonna be in this resistance. It should be super heavy for your team. The 10 seconds, and then we get a nice 30-second break, team. Hold it strong. Hold it strong. Pulling back in 2, in 1, team. There we go. Just allow yourself to drop it down. Allow yourself to drop down that resistance. We will be starting in that resistance 14. Grab yourself a little sip of water. That's your warm-up done. 15-minute warm-up. You're welcome. But now we get into that main section, don't we? Now we get into that main section. Team, we start with a 4-minute climb. 2 minutes stood up, 2 minutes sat down. We go into that. 30 minutes on the clock. Are you ready? Give me some thumbs up, team. Let me know we're good. We sound out. Resistance 4 in 2, in 1. Let's go. So, as always, when you're standing up and you're in your heaviest resistance, we're aiming for about 60 to 70 now. 60 to 70 on that resistance, on that cadence. The same way I always say, if you're higher than that, your resistance ain't enough. If you're lower than that, you must be on some heavy resistance. But we are into it. Yes, Angie. Yes, Missy. Motosumo, we are in. First time climbing as well. First time out of that saddle. Just quickly check in with that sort of technique again. Looking around, be like, yo, am I doing this right? Have I moved my arms up? Still got that gentle bend. Still got my back nice and straight. Still able to breathe. A little thing about an endurance game class, especially one of these slightly longer ones, is that we're not playing at a sort of 80% intensity. And what that means is basically if you think of 100% intensity, that basically means an all-out sprint. And you can only really hold that literally for about 20 seconds, maybe even less. So if you think of like HIIT classes, when you're doing those little maybe 30, 45 second sprints, you're probably playing at about 80% because you've got to keep doing them and you've got those breaks. Now in this endurance game class, we're playing at about 70%, which on its own, for a minute or 2 minutes is all right. But when you do it for about 25 minutes solid, that's when it starts to hurt. So for the first 10 minutes, from now until 10 minutes time, it should be okay. It should be manageable. We ain't gonna take many breaks. Sitting down in 2, in 1, staying in the same resistance, at 10 onto your cadence. At 10 onto your cadence. Maybe a bit more, maybe about 15. But because we sat down, you should be able to just get it into that green zone. We're talking about 75 to 90, if possible. 75 to 85, realistically. If you're at that bottom end, that's fine. It just means you're slightly heavy on that resistance. And you know what that means? That means you're here to mess. No, it means you're here to not mess around. That's not my words then. It means you ain't messing around. It means you're here to work, which is what we like. Which is what we're here for. Another minute. Staying strong with this one. I'm losing my cap. We don't need that. I don't know where that went. That's gone forever. I hope it isn't. I need that. We'll find it eventually. Anyway, enough of the messing around. Another 30 seconds to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to, because we're in resistance 4 now, remember, I'm going to give us a 30-second work effort. So I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. And during that 30 seconds, we're all going to slowly bring our resistance down. And whatever bike you're on, whether it's clicky gears or a knob or whatever, you're going to have 30 seconds to slowly bring it down and build up your speed. And we go for that. Driving it forward in 2, 1, let's go. 30 seconds on the clock. I'm going to slowly bring my resistance down as I start to build up that speed. All the way down to resistance 1. This is where we have a bit of fun, but it should be able to test yourself out. I should see both of your resistances go down. By that I mean I should see your cadence go up, guys. Bring it up. 4 minute section in resistance 1, team. In 2, in 1. Let's go. Speed endurance. This is a fun section. I'm telling you this is a fun section because it is. Because this is about speed. And right now, as you're both realizing, as everyone Motosumo, as you're realizing, this is kind of fun. The reason for that is because I'm letting your legs go. But what you're going to realize after maybe about 2 minutes is that it's easier said than done to hold red zone for 4 minutes, because this is where we are. If you can hold red zone for 4 minutes, great. But don't give yourself too much pressure. So what we're sort of aiming for is 110. No, it's sort of 100 to 120. Aiming a bit higher, aiming at that higher end. So if you can, 110 to 120. And if you need to drop off slightly, remember this is in your resistance one. Look at that, don't have a cap. Because I lost it. Anyway, 4 minute section here, team. We're coming close to the halfway mark of your entire class. How are we feeling so far? Everyone feeling strong? Everyone feeling good? I know I certainly am. Woo. There it is. Yes, Ingy. How's holding on to that pace, team? Remember, there's 4 minute sections, so you've got another whole little section after this. Yes, we are on fire. The sweat is rolling down, but we feel good. We feel real good. Halfway, hold it. See, for the moment, we don't touch your resistance. We only touch it, or you only touch it, if you feel like you're not quite at the right point. So if you feel like you're slightly too heavy, remember, this is all about you. You can make those adjustments throughout. I'm here to just guide you. I'm here to give you the tools. From here, this is about consistency of that cadence. And it's a lot harder to hold a faster cadence because those numbers are a lot bigger, and to hold it steady. But that's your aim here, to try to hold it really nice and steady. How you doing with that? Remember, that cadence is in front of you. You can stare at it. You can keep your eyes on it. But can you keep it there? That's why I'm taking us into that sort of electronic sort of zone here. Good, we've got another minute here. We've got another minute here. Strong stuff. How about you challenge yourself? Just a little challenge here to try and keep it in the red for the whole last 30 seconds. I know that's obviously been the aim the entire time, but now's your proper aim to really not let it drop down. Now, no one let it drop down. Let's go, I'm with you. I'm doing this challenge with you. We did it together. It's me and you on this bike right now. We ain't giving up. Don't let it drop, don't let it drop. Nice thing, yes, Missy. Come on, almost sumo. We're here together. You can slow it down a touch, but we're driving it up. I'm gonna give you 15 seconds on the clock to work your way up. 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds with me. Slowly add resistance. Slowly add resistance. In whatever format you need to, all the way up to resistance 4. And we're doing the same thing that we did before, but this time it's gonna be a 3-minute climb. We stand up, team. Resistance 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. So you must be thinking at this point, yo, Ben, when are we taking a break? When's our green line above us? When are you allowing us to have a little breather? Nope, not in this class. This is why I specifically said, I very specifically said, keep that intensity a touch lower. We've done 25 minutes, we've still got 20 minutes to go. This is why I specifically said keep that intensity lower so you can last that entire time. Because I want you to. We're doing 90 seconds sit up, 90 seconds set down. Remember, once again, you're in that 60 to 70 zone. 30 seconds time. We sat down. But everyone's doing super well so far. In classes like this, you can really look into them because there's no rest, because they're such long sections, especially those speed endurance sections. You can really get lost within this sort of, within the ride, within the cycle. Sit down, in 2, in 1. Remember, we build up that pace now. We build up that pace. There it is. And you miss it, you're doing well. Everyone should be picking up that pace, remember. Should be picking up that pace a touch. We've got under 20 minutes to go. And remember how I said the first sort of 10 minutes of your main section is going to feel not too hard, not the hardest. And you maybe add a touch of resistance there. It should be a struggle to get into that yellow zone. Remember how he said that? Now, because we ain't resting or anything, now's the time in which you should sort of be like, okay, this is getting a bit more challenging now. And that's how it should be. Because if you think about it, if you sort of hold a medium intensity or a sort of 70% intensity of your maximum for a long period of time, obviously it's going to get challenging. It's going to get tough. Missy, let's see you push into that green zone. There it is. That's what we like to see. When we get to the end of the section, we're going to bring it down. Another 15-second push. Another 15-second working phase to get it down to resistance 2 this time. In 3, in 2, in 1. Bring yourself down to resistance 2 for me. Remember, nowhere near as low as resistance 1. So you're able to build up that speed, and you know what we're doing this time. We're out on the racetrack. We're heading out on that racetrack. Resistance 2 team for 2 minutes, a little endurance race here. 3, 2, 1. Yo, give me some speed here. Just as this big tune comes on. The sweat's real. The drive is real. As we do it, as we go for it. So this is a 2-minute drive, and the reason I put it here is because it signifies, we're not that close to the end, but it signifies that it's time to up the intensity a touch. So if you think about it, if you're in a sort of marathon or anything, you want to accelerate towards the end. I call it a negative split. I don't call it that, everyone calls it that because that's what it's called. But by that I mean, you want to speed up. Nice, Missy, yes, all the way. And you don't just want to speed up because obviously sometimes we're climbing and you can't speed up in the climb, but it's about raising that intensity, raising that energy level. Just give me like a little burst of energy as you push forward. If you want to do this, finishing it off. In 2, in 1, and pulling it back. Team, keep your legs moving. Bring it down to resistance 1. Keep your legs moving. Let's check those scores. Let's check those scores. Huge scores. Whoa, Missy. Talk about raising that level. Huge effort there. Remember, we're keeping those legs moving. Let's get a couple of these out, team. We go for a nice little 3-minute section in resistance 1. So dropping it down to that resistance 1, we got another fast one. Reckon we can hold red zone for as long as we can in 3 minutes? I think that's a yes. In 2, in 1, let's go. So back to resistance 1. We've done this before. This is for 3 minutes now. We did it for 4 minutes last time. So now we're upping that intensity. Now we're going for it. Don't know about you lot. I warned you, I told you. It's hot. The third team, Angie, loving it, holding that red zone for as long as we can, team. And look at that timer. We've done half an hour. You've done your main big stint. You've got under 15 minutes to go. And I give you that slightly longer stretch in this class because you've been locked in with me for so long, because you trusted me to take you on this journey. And also mainly, as you lot know, I ain't giving you breaks. We haven't had proper recoveries because this is how this class works. This is how this bad boy works. We've all dropped off slightly. I can hold my hands up as well and say that I've dropped off slightly on that pace. Come on. Team, we got it. I know this is how we feel right now. But it's about staying on it. You chose to do this one. You clicked on this 45 minutes endurance. And you know if you do that class with me, you know it's going to be tough. Who we got in? Sarah G. Yo, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Another 30 seconds here. No one should be in green zone now. This is a red zone. This is red zone. Get to the end of this timer. We've got another 15-second working up phase. So I'll give you 15 seconds to find resistance 4 once again. And we do that in a 2, in 1, slowly bring it up. I'll do it with you. Whatever bike you're on, everyone's cadence should be going down, and the only reason is for that is because we're upping that. There we go, loving it. Team, we go in, stand up, 2, 1. Here we go. I have definitely added slightly more resistance than I did before. You know what? So should you. 60 to 70 on your cadence, team. Holding that steady pace. Check in within that first sort of 30 seconds if you've got enough resistance there. If it's feeling too easy at 60 to 70, add some resistance. I shouldn't be seeing any greens on that leaderboard. I prefer you to go heavier than faster on this climb specifically. There are other times in which I want you to go mad, which I want you to let those legs fly. But we don't do that. Remember, halfway through every climb, we sit down. So fortunately, this one is a minute sit up, minute out your saddle, a minute in your saddle. Ready to sit down? I think so. In 3, in 2, in 1, go. Nice missing, nice Engie. Sarah G. Remember, we're adding sort of maybe 10, maybe 15 onto that cadence because you're able to speed up. But doing what you can do at this point. As long as the effort's there, as long as the energy's there, as long as the intention is there, I'm happy. I'm a happy boy. And you know what, team? You know what the big moment is? Right now, We're heading into your final 10 minutes, team. Let's do it. Final 10 minutes. This is where you dig out that final bit of energy. You're like, yo, I need a little something here. And then your body's like, I got you. Don't you worry. I can cater for that. 5 seconds. You got your 15-second wind down, the same as we've done before. Down to resistance 1 in 2, in 1. Let's go. Oh, speed it up. 2 minute speed endurance section. I want to see reds on that board. On your marks, get set. Here we go. Woo. This is the moment that counts. Because you've done all the hard work. Look, that's in the past. What's done is done. You've done that first 35 minutes or so. Now you've got your final 10 minutes. And by that I mean 9 minutes. And by that I mean it's really only about 6 minutes because we got to stretch as well. So, this is the bit that counts. Keep driving it, another minute here. How long can we stay in that red zone? Yo, Angie, I know. We're all in that same situation, but at the same time, we are all on fire. And this is how we're taking it to the end. Aim high, aim fast, aim strong, finish strong. It's the only way of doing it. Oh, everyone's got it. We're gonna go straight into your climb, a minute climb, no 15-second gap. We take it up in 3, 2, 1, climb straight in. To only 60 seconds, only a minute. Find it. I'm not giving you that gap now. 60 to 70. You know what? 65 to 75, let's bring it up a little bit. In that same resistance. 65 to 75, yes, Ingi. That's what it's all about. We're going up a touch. You're finding that same resistance, but I pushed up that level. For you to explore it. If you want to touch that green zone, you get into it. Remember the saying about your body can do way more than you can ever imagine it. This is about your mind. If your legs are burning now, good. If your legs aren't burning now, I don't know what you've been doing. Let's keep that going. We get to sit down, resistance 1 team. Into that red zone, straight into that red zone, in 2, 1. Let's go. Who's joining me in this red zone? Ingi, Messi, Motosumo, come on. Big tune. Pablano remix. This is what we like. Big up this song, love it. Cool, we got 2 minutes after this. That's it. I'm giving you about a 3-minute stretch. You're welcome. You have to promise me one thing. You give me absolutely everything. 5 seconds time, take yourself up into resistance 2. In 2, 1, go. Find resistance 2 for me. This is it. See this timer above me, 2 minutes left. That's all you've got of hard work. You're in resistance 2 now. But you are trying to maintain 100 to 120. Ideally, try to push it up to that 110. If you can get into that red zone, I know it's hard. We've jumped up a whole resistance. In 28 seconds time, take it up again. Jumping up to resistance 3. In 8 seconds. You got to grit your teeth. You got to drive through. Resistance 3. Are you ready? 2, 1, let's do it. Let's pump this up. When I say go, every single one of you take it up to resistance 4 and we finish this off. We absolutely finish this off. Resistance 4, you can stand up. You know what, I'm going to stand it up. I'm going to give it everything. We stand it up, resistance 4. In 2, 1, let's go. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Team is burning. But you got that final 10 seconds. Motosumo, you got that final 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to leave this a little bit louder now. And I want you to just breathe. Just for a minute. This is your time to yourself. Close your eyes and breathe. Big deep breath in. And out. Let's go for that again. Big deep breath in. And out. Once more, deep breath in. And out. And we're keeping our legs moving now. We're in resistance 0. Just slowly start to bring your arms around. And I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. Shoulders moving around. Team, look at that. That's when you go for it. That's when you know you've gone for it. Bring the round leg forward again. How are you two doing? Motosumo, how are we doing? Missy, Ingi? Feeling on top of the world? I hope so. Bring your arm across. Hold it there for a little bit. Bring it around the other way. Love it, that's what we love to see. Take your arm up and over. Your triceps actually do get that little bit of work because we're holding on so much as well. Yes, Ingy. Shake those arms off. Take the neck round, take the head round. Let's get into the most important bit, those legs, team. Slowly bring those legs to a standstill. We just push those heels down. Push your bum back, get that proper stretch down those calves, down those hamstrings, down those ankles. Lean into it. So keep your back nice and straight, keep your legs relatively straight, don't lock them out. And then push your hips back and then you're getting deep into those muscles and everything. Nice, and just holding it here and just breathing it and just allowing everything to stretch out, just like that, team. And that's how we like it. For 3, for 2, for 1. Again, you're going to send around the other way, so we're focusing on that other leg, and it's always the front leg that we're focusing on. And you can do that exact same thing, just breathing into it gently, getting to the point where it almost hurts, but it doesn't quite, and then you can just breathe into it, just relax it, team. This has been a super fun one today, team. Thank you, as always, so much for joining me. Take your arms up over your head, bring them down into your heart-centered, team, and give yourself a big round of applause. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an absolute joy. As always, team, making sure you're pressing pause and save so you can burn against your other workouts, and you're finding us on social media and joining our Facebook group as well, team. But I want to say thank you so much. I'm going to come around and give you a lovely kiss, team. Wow, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ben Parsons. You guys are heroes. I'll see you later on Motosumo. Goodbye.